Hello, everybody. I'm Gary Laubach. Welcome to Behind the Mic. We thought we'd bring in a lot of energy here today, so John Leone will fill in for Mike Joseph. Mike not available for today's session. And obviously, the Villanova Wildcats are coming in. Currently, they are number 7 in terms of the ranking nationally, so this is going to be a very formidable opponent. They're 1-1 on the season so far, having beaten Lehigh and just losing in a close football game to Temple this past weekend. They've got a new head coach, but they've got the same quarterback back who played last year against the Lafayette Leopards in a game that was won by Villanova 31-14. So, John Leone, I'm glad you are here today because we need a positive guy. I don't know anyone more positive than John Leone. I know you analyzed our last ball game against Sacred Heart, and you kind of brought it all down to about 4 plays that might have turned the ball game around.
Well, when you're a lifelong fan of the Cleveland Browns, you really learn how to analyze and take what appeared on the surface to be a frustrating day into 4 plays that had us winning that football game. And in all seriousness, I'm curious to ask Coach Garrett today at the media luncheon his take after breaking the film down. As a Browns guy, Bernie Kosar is my hero. He once famously said that most football games can come down to 4 or 5 plays that need to be made or weren't made. Let's talk about the illegal receiver downfield that gives Lafayette a 1st and goal. Remember early in the game there was a seam route to Dylan Wadsworth just off his fingertips. He was wide open. And then you had the unfortunate interception, one of the few mistakes that Ryan O'Malley made. Sean, I want to call him Ryan. Sean O'Malley made. And there was one other one. The questionable pass interference call on Mitchell down the seam. 4 plays right there that, again, Lafayette still has to answer the question about the yardage given up, the poorest defense between the 20s. The red zone defense was terrific, but there are 4 plays right there that if Lafayette gets a score or 2 and prevents a score or 2, who knows what transpires with a closer game.
And 3 of those 4 plays kind of center around Sean O'Malley, who I think stepping in as a freshman so far, with the kind of pressure he seems to get when he goes back to pass, I think he's done an outstanding job, to be honest, for a young man that's never played college football until 2 weeks ago.
He made some throws, and Gary, I don't know what it looked like from the press box, but on the sideline, those were laser shots. There was a narrow window. So the plays that we're talking about with the near misses, I really think that's just a matter of repetition and getting more throws at it, because this kid has accuracy, he has arm strength, his mechanics are flawless. I love the way he utilizes the pocket. I don't know how many sacks we suffered, but for the most part, Sean does a terrific job of evading. And Bobby Hefner, former line coach, once told me that the quarterback is part of the protection, and Sean O'Malley does a terrific job supporting his offensive line.
Well, we're going up against Villanova. They are averaging right now 438 yards of total offense per ball game. So this is going to be an outstanding foe that we're going to look at. We'll be a heavy underdog going into this ball game. Zach Bednarczyk, as I mentioned, is back at quarterback. He did a nice job against Lafayette last year. And Matt Goodzik is the new guy that they have found as a running back. Johnny averages almost 7 yards a carry.
It's almost the perfect storm lining up on the horizon, because the thing that we've had most trouble with are the things that Villanova is very, very good at. Just containing that run. We've heard Coach Garrett say it over and over again. If you can run the football, you can control the game. And I think that's been the Achilles heel. So this is an absolute gauntlet. A lot of people don't know about Monmouth, about the athletic and talented players they get. Sacred Heart, you could see it on the field, the speed and the athleticism. It doesn't get any easier with Villanova, a top CAA school, and then Princeton after that. But you're right, it's going to be Parents Weekend down at Villanova. It's a big day. There's going to be a big crowd. Of course, Mark Ferranti was a young assistant coach running around with another young assistant coach, many years ago here at Lafayette. He's familiar with the school, he's familiar with the system, and he's learned his lessons well under a terrific head coach.
Yeah, Andy Talley no longer at Villanova after being there for 32 seasons, so Mark has stepped in, and at the moment he finds himself at 1-1. We'll be there on the Lafayette Sports Network. John will be on the sideline. Mike Joseph and I will be in the booth. Make sure you tune in on LSN at 6 o'clock from Villanova Stadium. We want to see you all there. Thanks for watching Behind the Mic.